Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dropping Down from the Rafters podcast here on Toned In Entertainment. Today we have a very special interview style podcast to get to today. We've got Lor Diaz, we got Mark Brutal. They're the tag team known as the Detractors. How are you guys doing?
Oh my goodness. Now, guys, I'm ready for a chill, meaningful, and positive podcast here. What do you think, Mark?
Same here. Besides collecting arms, everybody knows contributions are mandatory, but tonight, let's move on positively. All right.
Exactly. We are accepting all Argentinian memberships. If you're out there, we are happy to accept those. All donations will be for positive reinforcement here on the stream. But I should get to how I discovered you guys because, I found myself in I guess what they call the Snortex or whatever it is for quite some time. And I watched the That Being Said podcast. I'm a fan of those guys. And they put up a clip of you guys on their channel. And they're like, there's a new tag team called the Detractors. And I saw your guys' promo. And then from there, I go down the rabbit hole of you guys. And I'm like, okay, this is a pro wrestling, podcast. But, we like to have a little fun and dig into some of the craziness of pop culture as well too, and I'm like, these are absolutely perfect guests for the channel.
Thank you. So yeah, the That Being Said podcast is actually one of my favorite DSP style podcasts. Of course, second to this one. The the whole story surrounding That Being Said and a lot of the detractor community really does stem from us just being in backstage at MCW Pro Wrestling, and we have this room where it's nice and air conditioned. We have the podcast room where we kind of put together some ideas and all of this other stuff. And I always have DSP on in the background, not DSP, but like detractor style illegal restreams of DSP. And so people are coming in and out, and there's always a discussion like, hey, who is this guy? And that's one of my favorite things to do is introduce Dark Syde Phil to brand new people. And I just say, hey, sit down, absorb what you're seeing, and tell me what you think. And 10 times out of 10, 11 times out of 10, to be perfectly honest, these people say, man, and I'm going to censor myself, this guy's an a-hole. The heck with this guy. So long story short, my apologies for going on about this. I was always dropping some DSP style references just because it's part of my lexicon. It's just something that I do. And all of a sudden, Mark, he kind of latched onto it. He was like, wait a minute, huh?
Okay, so Mark got caught in the Snortex then.
Bro, he was already there.
Oh, he was
already in it. And okay. Just found the fellow detractor, and I was like, yo, no way. You know what I mean? So we start exchanging our Snortex stories, back and forth, and kind of like how we got in. I'm still fairly new in the Snortex, and DS is teaching me a lot of other things about this guy, but he doesn't have to teach me that this guy is an a-hole. But
Mark, your audio is a little alien style right now. Yeah.
Okay, real alien. Okay. Oh, you switch to different headphones, right?
Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem.
So while Mark's figuring that out, so let me ask you, Tony. It seems like you're also a fan of Dark Syde Phil, and by fan I mean, ironically. what brought you into the Snortex? What was your first experience with Phil?
It's crazy. It's like, I was a hardcore gamer at one time. So, I was always trying to see what games were hot, the brand new games and this and that. And I was subscribed to DSP Gaming for a while, but I didn't know anything that was going on in the vortex of the detractor sphere at the time. He was just literally the guy that would put out a video and you could go see right away, like, oh, maybe the gameplay's good or whatever. And then you just move on with your day. Right. So it was kind of like there, but it was, I always say it was two videos in particular that brought me there. And I can't remember which order, but it was War Dog Leader, which was one of them.
Oh my goodness. Like we could go. One of my favorite things is figuring out and asking around what people's first experience of Phil was. And it was Ex Mortis for me. It was his God, the name of his video series escapes me. It's like A Beggar's Journey. That's what it was.
Okay.
And the mix between like the absurdness of this guy, this beggar, always asking people for money and just being a miserable human being, combined with his very unique cadence and his accent, it kind of locked me in, and I kind of fell down the rabbit hole, and eventually turned into that video, the DSP Down the Rabbit Hole video. And then, of course, the algorithm does what the algorithm does.
It certainly does.
All of a sudden, the feed's been nothing but like Duty Streams and Chill Murray and Snort Hogan, and it's just been onwards and upwards since there. Since then, I've been able to actually get in contact with a lot of these fellow detractors, and they are, despite the fact that we all collectively dislike DSP, they're the most warm and kind and generous people that you would ever meet, because I've met a lot of people that helped me out with my microphone situation, just a whole bunch of stuff. They're all pro wrestling fans. We chop it up on Twitter all the time, and we've actually have gotten a little bit of like back and forth with the That Being Said crew, so much so that like we almost have like a regular appearance on that show, and it's so cool.
They have mentioned you guys several times. Yes, I have seen that.
So we were sitting there, and I hate to be jumping around. I'm on a tangent myself. I do live streaming myself, and pretty much my live stream is a complete polar opposite of everything Phil does. He has the Level 1 podcast. I have the Level 99 live stream. I mean, you could tell in the background that we got right here. Everything that I do is pretty much like, man, if this guy can do 100,000 a year doing his S tier content, and by S I mean not like top S tier, I mean like turd quality content, why can't I? And with the help of the Venn diagram of professional wrestling fans that I'm aligned with, my live streaming community that I talk with, and the vortex, it has coalesced into this one like community of just a bunch of excellent people. And to be able to now have Mark and myself present the Detractors as a tag team, and just, putting in a little bit of references here and there for the real fans. Me and Mark said, we got to do this promo. And going back to what you were saying before with this promo that you found us with, I said, Mark, we got to fit in as many DSP references as possible. And at the very end of it, what Mark was saying before, what was it? We're collecting ARBs and...
Oh, we don't have your audio. No.
Oh, it's all right, Pimp. It happens to the best of us,
If your headphones...
Hello.
Oh, I was gonna say, if your headphones aren't working, I would disconnect them and go without them. Let's see. Nope, no audio.
Disaster stream. It's
disaster style stream. But he did say contributions are mandatory. And with that being said, let's see. Do we got Mark here? He's trying.
That's all you can do. No worries, Pimp. We got you.
Yeah. Well, while he's fixing his audio, I'll go back to the War Dog leader, because it was one of those things I used to see people like would hate on DSP Gaming. I never understood it, because all I cared was about, does the game look good? Like not his gameplay, but does the game look good? Does it play? Does it work? And then there was the War Dog leader, and then of course the emergency video. Of course, which
black shirt emergency videos, love them.
Which brings you to and then you start learning about Tevin and
it's all Tevin's
Theo.
fault.
Yeah, it's all Tevin's fault. Theo and GTG, and then now That Being Said, and Atlas the Bookkeeper. There's just so many good podcasts, and it's kind of crazy how it does bring an entire community together like that.
Absolutely. Atlas the Bookkeeper is low-key one of my favorite
he's good
style videos. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah.
He's very well spoken. The points that he makes are just like, it gets to the point. And am I crazy? He always rolls his R's. Is that like a new thing? I'm not familiar.
I haven't picked up on that. No. And I was actually listening to his newest one today. He's gonna see Mark is gonna be back in a second. Darkwind says it's genius because DSP's personality works in wrestling so much. And let's see.
Darkwind, I see you a bunch in a bunch of other streams, and I see kind of Sav in there. What up, my ooses? Massive shout out to the amazing Lord Diaz. You are amazing. No, really.
Audio
Okay.
check. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're still alien style though.
Still alien style. How bad alien style? Is it doable or not really?
Keep talking, Mark.
Keep talking. All
Yeah,
right. So the
little underwater. Underwater.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you just want to take your headphones out altogether, and maybe we'll go from there.
Just do that. Yeah. All right. Let's just do it.
All right. There we go. Now we're clear. Okay, we're good. Sometimes technology is not our friend.
Yeah. See, Cap. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Oh, you're still alien style.
Still alien style. Yeah. You know, these headphones, man.
Do you have like a wired headphone situation connected?
That's what I thought that this was, but let me try. Try it one more time. All right, hold on for a sec. Actually, let me turn something off in here.
No problem. Well, Lor, let me ask you, how long has your wrestling legacy been going on for?
Sheesh. Well,
I know it's been a few years.
It's been more than a few years. Let me just be open, honest, and transparent with everybody. It may not be the truth, but it's something that I want you guys to really listen in on. I'm the same age as DSP. I'm actually 41. So with that being said, I've been wrestling for 19 years, and I wrestled in my friend's backyard for about 4 or 5 years before that in high school. So I put a lot of wear and tear on my body, and I'm definitely feeling it.
King Be Cruel, welcome to the channel.
What up, pimp? Shout outs to King Be Cruel. I'll tell you what, ever since he was exiled from the Snortex, he's been welcomed with open arms. But of course, the detractors in the Vortex kind of like, laid into him a little bit, but he persevered. He pushed through it. He has thick skin, and he's one of the regulars that always hangs out on my streams. And so big ups to King Be Cruel. I got this. Well, I don't have it by me, but I got this spoon, I just need your mailing address so I can mail it to you.
Okay. I did see that incident with the King Be Cruel and DSP going off on it. And it was it's just another example. Big ups to Lor Diaz and the Detractors. They were tight.
They were right.
They were right. Let's bring in Mark. Are you there?
This is it. I feel it. This is going to be the one.
Yep.
Okay,
we still hear you, but you're still underwater alien style for some reason.
That's a device then. Is it really bad?
It's pretty bad.
Do I have to yell? No.
Try to do ASMR style. Just whisper. Just be like, "Hey, everybody,"
that's actually better. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, actually, that's actually really good. I think when you moved around or something, it was getting a look. But if we just do real chill, this is our chill stream right now. So just everybody chill out and positive vibes right now. So let me ask Mark, how long has your wrestling legacy been going on for?
Oh man, I was just 2 years right now, and I got Lor Diaz. He's showing me the ropes and everything. Luckily, I paired up with him for my debut at MCW Breakthrough. So that was very hype and meaningful. And so just 2 years and just hoping to make it many years to come. So yeah.
That's the beauty of Breakthrough. It's essentially our student show. It's kind of the gimmick kind of is there's only so many spots on the roster. Being on the MCW Pro Wrestling roster is very meaningful. You can't just show up one day and expect to be on the show. You have to put in the work. And that's what makes it so revered and sought after, because not anybody can be on these shows. And so when you put in the work, at MCW, Breakthrough is usually your first foot in the door in order to get featured on more prominent shows. And so this is going to go back a little bit farther. So if you will allow me to indulge myself for a second, back when the pandemic happened and everything was shut down, obviously we couldn't do live shows anymore. And so essentially we were kind of We had nothing. We couldn't do anything. And so once the restrictions started being lifted, we still really couldn't do live shows, but we can still do training and stuff like that. It was a gradual thing. And Breakthrough was essentially a concept that we had before that, where newer students would be able to be featured and see if they catch on. I happen to be also a part of Breakthrough when it first started. My debut at MCW was actually in 2017. And after the pandemic shut everything down, we started slowly reopening, but we really couldn't do live shows. So I said, you know what? I'm going to harken back to my old backyard wrestling days. You know, we had VHS cameras and the CD player and all that stuff. And I was like, well, did it back then. Let's go ahead and do this now. And so we gathered up a couple of the students and we said, all right, y'all are going to go and y'all are going to go. And I'm going to go home with the footage. I'm going to edit it and I'm going to put it on our group page. It wasn't for public consumption. You're never going to see that footage. But we kind of used it as a proof of concept. And then once everything opened up, they said, all right, let's go ahead and make this a true live event. And if you follow us on MCW Pro Wrestling on YouTube, you'll actually see that if you are a paid member, you could get access to not only the latest breakthrough that we just had, but all of the previous breakthroughs and all of our live events before that. And so essentially, Breakthrough is the opportunity for us to do things a little bit differently. If you wanted to try to do something different, if you wanted to present yourself a different way, Breakthrough was the way to do it. So I got a text message from the boss and he goes, I hear you've been linking up with Mark Brutal in a couple of practice matches. I was like, yeah. And he's like, you want to try and do that on the live shows? I said, yeah, bet. Absolutely. That's what's so great about Breakthrough is the opportunity to do these types of things. And so I said, Mark, what do you think? We got to do the Detractor thing because we were doing it in exhibition shows and we had people coming up to us going, that was a lot of fun. Y'all just seem like you really got along. You just seem like two guys chilling. And that was the thing of it. Me and Mark, when we were doing these practice matches, these exhibitions and stuff, we would try to drop as many DSP references as we could in the matches to kind of like.
Nobody understood it at first.
But hey, you can tell that you guys are really enjoying it because it's like, it's something that it's like mixing two things that you guys love, like the Detractor Spear and pro wrestling into one. And that's what I love about you guys too. It's just like, it's just a lot of fun to like, man, like I said, that promo like really caught me. And I'm like, okay, now I got to come and watch your guys work. So I feel like it definitely introduces you guys to a new audience. And even if it doesn't, like it's allowing your guys' personalities to really shine because you're having a lot of like natural fun with what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm glad this came along because I've always been told like I look so angry. I look like I want to beat people's ass all the time, which I do, but this kind of helps me, you know, break out of that shell a little bit more. So yeah, this is fun, you know.
It's very true.
Yeah, all for the common hater Phil. So yeah, cool.
So it's so true because Mark will sit there in the back and he'll just stare like this.
Look something
like nonstop.
Yeah.
Like this is a shoot, brother. And like I got to admit, like I didn't know him like that beforehand, and I was kind of like, oh my god. Like I know Mark is a modest person, but he's a killer. He's a legitimate athlete.
You can tell. I can tell from just the pictures alone. Like your ferociousness shines through your promo pictures, Mark.
Well, you know, years and years of doing MMA, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, you know, growing up where I come from, you know, I grew up in Southeast DC. If people know about that area. Yeah, you know, my life's been tough, you know. It really had. But no, I'm glad this came along so I can show another side of myself, you know. So
it's been really cool. I'm sorry. It's been really cool because once we kind of like debuted that promo, a lot of people started offering up ideas for names for like maneuvers and stuff like that. And Steve of the Dead came up with one of the best names for a move. And I'm going to start implementing this in future matches. It is called the Figure Fourth Place Leg Lock.
Yeah.
Mark Brutal's got one. I told you this one too. I said, Mark, you need to
love
hit
that
move. And what move was that? Which move was it?
Did I say the tractor beam?
Oh no,
Not that one.
that's the one. But I'm talking about the one you do, where you do the mount and then you.
Oh, was that Down from the Rafters? Shit, I
No, no,
forget
no,
the
no, no,
name.
no, no,
We
no,
got
no.
so many names.
That's the mashing jab, my
That's
friend.
the mashing jab. Okay, we got so many in our arsenal already.
We
Like
got
the
so many in our pocket.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
haven't seen nothing yet. There's a
the
whole.
possibilities are literally endless with this.
Very true. Very.
It's
true.
like when you lose a match, it was because of lag. And there was nothing you
Oh,
could do. You did everything
yeah.
correct, you know,
Everything.
like
Exactly. Always.
Dropped inputs.
dropped
Yeah.
inputs. I'm gonna bring in a couple comments that we got going on here. Darkwood says, "Truth be told, I think the King Be Cruel is a legend. He gave us one of the best rants, which is crazy." Goat Lucy made it. Big ups to Lore and Mark Brutal.
Yeah, big ups. Yes, sir.
Big ups. Another one that comes around on the streams a lot. Big ups.
Like DSP and Rambo pre-breakup. Oh, let's hope not. Let's hope not. Well, I'm hoping these guys are splitting the money even.
Unlike DSP and Rambo, like we're not in it for the money, and I'm not looking to like just exploit Mark Brutal because he's a legitimate fighter, and I'm gonna start talking all this trash on DSP, and then I'm gonna be like, all right, Mark, take care of him. I know a little bit. I know how to flip and roll, but Mark's the actual legitimate athlete here when it comes to for grading on a curve.
But we actually been trading off moves, so I learned from him. Definitely learned from him because this is a whole different animal from where I come from. But he definitely is picking up a little bit from me. So
that's the cool thing about it too, the dynamic. He's been showing me some legitimate submissions and some holds, and how to carry myself. And I've been showing him kind of like the fanfare, the pomp and circumstance. And how many times did we practice that entrance? We were like, all right, we're gonna come out. We're going to come out. I said, we're going to do the Tekken song, the Tekken 8 song. And so, all right, we're going to come out here. We're going to hit our pose. And then once the lyrics come in, he takes center stage. He's going down the ramp. I'm behind him, hyping him up. He stands down at the bottom of the ramp. The RJ Meyer Arena for MCW Pro Wrestling is one of the famous arenas that we run our shows out of, and to be able to perform in that arena is a big honor. That's the kind of position you want to be put in. You want to actually make it to those types of shows. And so I said, we got to make sure we got a good entrance, and we practiced it and we practiced it. And I feel like we made a pretty good impression because obviously all of you guys have globbed onto it, and we really do appreciate it. So big ups, guys. Big ups.
Big ups to you all. That place is so prestigious. Like very, very grateful to have that opportunity to even showcase what talents I do have there. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people are trying to get on those cards and wrestle in that arena. So to do that with Diaz and have fun with it, that's definitely was a very good and hype and meaningful experience.
Mark, what was your first when did you first realize that you were a detractor?
Man, I was thinking about this question all day because I knew it was going to come up. I cannot give you the exact time and day, but my first thought when I kind of saw this guy was like everybody, is this for real? Like, this has to be an act.
It's a character, dude.
So he says, right? But no,
it can't be after all this.
Listen, he always liked to say that, it's always taken out of context and things of that nature. If you actually come by and watch the whole stream, then you will see something. Listen, how many, like, if people clip these many videos of you like saying and doing dumb stuff and things of that nature, like, how out of context are we really? That's you, dude. You say these things. Now, granted, Snort Benel maybe splice some stuff in, and that might be slightly out of context, but you said these things. You said these things about especially urban style guys like such as myself. You know what I mean? You said these things. So this guy, man, he's so contradictive, and he just like he says, the guy who just doesn't get it, stuff of that nature. He's talking about somebody, but that's really you, dude. Like, you just don't know that you're like the problem. And any solutions that you give this guy, oh, well, I can't do that because this or this and that, and no, that's my day off, and things of that nature. Like, this guy's got issues, but that's my take on it.
Bro, I don't know what you did halfway through that, but the sound was perfect. So
really?
Yes.
Yeah. So like,
guess I had to cook a little bit.
Well, it's going in and out, but like I think when you lean back, it's better. I don't. Yes.
Oh yeah, hit him with the sway.
Cool. Yeah. So don't lean in for the band, like
don't lean in.
I'm not
all right, well, let me just throw this guy up on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Well, we are offering, actually, if we hit 30 new members tonight, I will put on this. Or the alien hat, this one takes away, like, if aliens try to tap into your brain, you cannot get in, and so
my mic earlier, aliens was trying to get in through there.
Yeah, so they're still trying to get in, Mark.
They're still trying to get in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's nothing you can do, actually, with this situation. Yes,
there's nothing I can do. I had 3 headphones.
Now, Lor Diaz, in addition to wrestling, like, you do a lot of streaming, you do a lot of production work and stuff like that too. Give us a little insight of a little behind the scenes life of Lor Diaz.
Okay, so let me take it back to about 2017. Well, actually, all the way back in high school. I went to graphic design class, and I took to it pretty well. And like I said before, I was backyard wrestling, and I was doing some, amateurish graphic designs for a backyard wrestling fed, and that eventually turned into me doing graphics for any promotion that I did work for. This was the early 2000s, and that was kind of my foot in the door. I was surrounded by a lot of people that told me that I was a pretty good wrestler, which is probably the worst thing that you can have. MCW was the first place that told me, no, everything that you've done and everything that you're doing is not very good, and we're going to break you down and build you up to do things properly, which is something that my only regret is that I didn't do it earlier. And so I started doing graphic design for the different promotions that I worked for. And then that eventually landed me in MCW, where the heart of MCW, the lovely Tara, made it known that maybe they should give me a chance. And so ever since then, I started doing their match graphics, their posters, their t-shirt designs, their Trons that you see on the screen, anything that has anything to do with audio or video and graphics, and some of the audio and stuff like that is probably the stuff that I've done. I've had a shoot job for the longest. I've stayed steadily employed ever since I graduated from high school. But it wasn't until maybe like 3 or 4 years ago that I finally said to myself, I'm going to quit my shoot job, which was, ironically enough, cable installer for Comcast. It was me. It was me. I had the button to turn off his internet.
That's it.
And I decided to do this thing full time.
Can't get any more real than that.
So I decided to do this full time, and I really hunkered down, and I said, all right, so back to what I was saying before, like, if Phil could do this, like this live streaming thing, and make the money that he does, I feel like if I put in enough work, I'll be able to have a body of work that people will find that they would want to support. And every day it's been an upward climb. I mean, we've heard about downward climbs, but this has been a steady trajectory upward to where I'll wake up in the morning. I'll do my morning stream, which is usually Stepmania. It's a Dance Dance Revolution open source video game. It's the complete antithesis. Is that the correct word? It's complete opposite of what Phil does, which is sit on a chair and do nothing. I'm sitting there dancing for 2 hours on stream on Twitch and YouTube, and then I'll do my graphic design work on the MacBook throughout the day. I'll take care of some house stuff, take care of whatever needs to take care of. And then once 8 o'clock rolls around, it's about that time to do a late night chill stream where I kind of do what I want to do, which is like, video games. I could live react to a DSP video or something like that. I have a couple of live reactions. I have a couple of.
I've seen a couple. I did watch a couple this week. They were pretty fun.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
they're pretty quality, you know, like you have like actually a green screen and you've got videos in the background, and yeah, you got it going on, man. You put some production value into your streams. I do appreciate that.
And I appreciate that. And this is all Tara's fault. If it wasn't for her, giving the green light and saying to the office, hey guys, let's give this guy a chance, none of this would have been possible. So I just wanted to take that moment to say thank you so much.
Until I get on to my next question, let's bring in a couple comments here because we're getting lost here. The King Be Cool says, yeah, the fact that all of DSP's quips can be used in wrestling is just amazing. Absolutely. I figure somebody had put a thing up here for Jasper's Lament right here.
Ooh, that sounds like a good move. That sounds like a submission
I thought
style
like if somebody put the claw on, you could declaw. You know, that could be the declaw, maybe. Maybe the declaw could be a move there.
That's the beauty of it. Every time our name gets brought up in any of these other streams, sometimes they'll just be like, hey, let's just drop a million names for moves. And I think one of them is actually really good. It's called the Candy Crush, and I think it may be like an RKO or something like that, you know?
Okay. I was gonna say you guys could have a battle royal. You guys could pull Hogan's in order to decide like what order you guys get into the battle royal from there too.
Just wait till the day he see our card and be like, oh fuck these guys. Or if I can say
I'm waiting for the day that the guy actually kind of like says and acknowledges us, because you know he's hate watching, you know, detractor stuff. And here's some free advice, Phil. Here's some free advice. If you want to get the support that you're looking for, live react to a detractor video and then debunk it. Debunk it if you want to. I mean, that's what's going to get you the views and the support that you're looking for, my friend. Free advice. Free advice. Just leaving it on. We're leaving money on the table.
Yeah, I think that being said, guys said that they were going to do a debunk stream, I think, of debunk stream, which is the craziest thing, because he's like, I never said I smacked a young person before, and I never did this. I'm like, dude, it's all out there. He just said he just never did. Nope, false.
They say all they had to do was just play his videos.
Right.
That's crazy.
What'd you guys think of the what was it? The Side Scrollers podcast, the interview?
Oh, that is of legend and lure. Jeez. The ramifications of that stream are still being felt to this day. It's crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. So I still have a day job, you know, unlike Phil. And most of it consists of teaching jiu-jitsu and doing some kind of government stuff or what have you. But anyway, I was at my desk. I sat there, had nothing. I watched that whole interview, you know, and just the way that Adam, I love how Adam went at that guy. I was like, yo, that is me if I was on that show. You know what I mean? Like, I wish that was me, but he was hitting all the right notes for me. So, yeah, like he still doesn't get it. At the end of that interview, he goes, oh, Craig, hold on. Oh, this may be the most important day to you or whatever, but for me, proceeds to put on the bison hat. It was Tuesday. Like, dude, like, huh? Like, no. Yeah, right? And like Craig's trying to tell him, like, dude, this is exactly what we were talking about, but you know what? Okay. Yeah, so.
Let me ask you, Mark, if Keemstar messages you and says, hey, can you take a phone call for a $50,000 job opportunity? Are you taking the phone call, or are you going to make him email you?
Oh, man, that whole thing. Yeah, obviously taking the phone call. But the whole dumb thing about that, well, I gave him a time to call me. I mean, I'm on, dude, take the call on the stream. That would have been very hype. Oh, you're on the phone with Keemstar? Cool, like, do that. Money in your pocket. But again, he can't make the money that he wants because why would he have to beg?
He's addicted to the beg, bro. It's like, yeah, he's got the money. I just think he gets something out of it. And you know what? Like, it works for him, but I mean, it also invites all of this other strife around him. So like, if that's what he wants to live, then live your truth, pimp. I mean, he's got a whole economy of people that surround him that just dislikes him and picks apart everything that he says. I'll be the one to give him just a little bit of credit. He gets it from all sides 24/7. I couldn't. So if there was any slim bit of credit that I can give to him, is that he continues despite all of this. Oh, shoot. Look, Dom DeMarco in the chat.
With a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Dom
much.
DeMarco.
I do appreciate that. Is that Argentinian currency or American currency? I do need to know before we give you another shout out.
I'm gonna have to derail the stream for a second. That $5 right there from Dom. He's actually a member of the MCW Pro Wrestling production class, which I head, and he has become one of the standout students in our class. We have a production class. I lead it, and essentially that goes into setting up the staging, the lights, the sound, getting the commercials edited, and putting up the stuff on social media. Dom has been killing it. He's been supporting, and here's the funniest thing. So I'm a huge fan of King Sly's stream. He's actually live streaming right now. I love watching his channel. I love the vibe. I love everything about that channel. He's got that soundboard, right? And he's got the Dom DeMarco and then like the gunshots and all of that stuff, and bang, bang. I didn't get the reference, but I know that sound. And so Dom is looking to branch out of the production class and be an on-air personality. And he's a really good announcer. He's got the cadence, he's got the voice for it, and I will always support Dom. And this is the main reason why I'm putting it out there. I said, Dom, you're going to need to have a stage name. He didn't know anything about DSP. And he goes, I want my name to be Dom DeMarco. And I said, Are you for real right now? Are you for real right now? So I immediately went to a King Sly stream and I said, listen to this. And then it just went off, Dom DeMarco. And I was like, that is your name forever on. Forever on, your name's Dom DeMarco. So big ups to Dom.
Yeah, definitely big ups for and making the Detractors in the creative community thing in the WWE 2K game. So
yeah.
You can play as us, you know.
Oh, so he's the one responsible for that. Oh,
That's
awesome.
Yeah, that's him.
He's the guy. Well, keep up the great work, Dom. We do appreciate hardworking individuals out there earning an honest living out there. Let's get to a couple of comments. Goat Lucy says, what makes it all worth is the fact that Phil would have his gullible fans believe he has nothing going on in our lives. It is in fact the opposite. I wish I had more time in my life to do other stuff. Like, I think we all do, right? Like, we all have so much on our plates going on. Like,
that is one thing that gets me about him. He think we're all like, you know, quote unquote mouth jewelers, like the detractors. Like, we just sit around, just watch him all day. Like, dude, I teach jujitsu. You know, I have other day jobs. I teach MMA. All this week, I've been at SWAT team training. You know what I mean?
Market's for real, like legit, probably the scariest man on the planet.
I mean, somebody told me the other day, like, dude, like, you're a effing action hero. And I was like, I'm not even looking. I'm just dipping my hand in a lot of pots. But far as Phil, man, listen, I put Phil on or whatever, and like you're just on in the background. I'm not sitting here
There it is.
watching you like, oh, what is he doing? And no, like you're just there, but you're there enough to annoy me. But dude, I'm not hanging on like every single. Well, I guess we are. Yeah, but you're not that big of a factor. You know? So
let's get to this one. King Be Cruel brings up a really great point. The best part of that interview was when he got pressed about the slave trade joke.
Exactly.
He pulled the "I'm not a racist, you are. I don't see color." Then cue his top most racist moments video after that.
Yeah. And that was that slave trade thing. That wasn't even that long ago. Maybe if I'm not mistaken.
Less than 2 years, I think.
Right. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
changed, dude. He's changed. But apparently, according to him, you got to be held to what happened to the past if you're Dr. Disrespect. I don't know if y'all kept up on all
Oh,
of
the self-awareness in that particular video, I watched it yesterday, was massively strong.
It just seems like everything that he says is a projection. And,
it is.
and whenever
Right.
you see him going off about something, like, of
Yeah.
course he'll say something like, "Oh, I'm not gonna, put too much time into it," and then essentially just go for 30, 40, 50 minutes about the thing he said he wasn't going to talk about.
Yeah,
Bro, come on. Bro.
that's why I love when Snort Burnell cuts in. That's like me, right? That's like me.
Me.
For everything Phil says, there's a jump cut to the thing he said like a month ago. That's the complete and utter opposite. Come
Yes. I used to get so hyped. I don't listen to it too much, but when the Snort Burnell clips would come out every day, because I got more into like the podcast style listening of like the commentary. I really like I said, that being said, and King Atlas, I like those two right now. And Agent Proper. I mean, there's some like really good ones. He had a great interview too with one of the guys that was on streaming with him. But I've gotten more into those than the Snort Burnell, because GTG used to like play the Snort Burnell clips. I would like listen to the commentary with those clips, but it would just be like, I have no self-control and more toxic.
more toxic.
I used to get hyped. Like those little like 5-minute videos would come on and you'd be like, oh, okay, well, this is like perfect for like, you're driving in the car, going to the grocery store real quick. You can put them on real quick and just get a quick laugh of the hypocrisy of everything that was in it, though.
Yeah. Almost got me toxic.
And thanks to Phil and the vortex surrounding him, I've actually kind of floated around and absorbed a little bit of Cyrax and King Cobra JFS and Chris Chan and Derek Larson. And man, it is empty calories of the internet for sure. And I feel like I could spend better time on the internet, maybe researching how to do like, I don't know, anything else. But it's like modern day reality television. I've said this a couple of times on stream, and I never liked like the 90s and 2000s reality television because it was also staged and planned, and I didn't jive with it. But there's just something about the human car wrecks that are these people that I just can't look away. And it again has brought us all together, and it's so sweet too, because whenever I'm kind of like in a bad mood or I'm feeling down or something like that, Tara will come up to me and say, do you want to watch one of your Detractor videos?
Oh my god.
I started like, he has told me this, and I'm like, wow, what a woman. No, people just tell me, like, this is stupid. Why are you watching this? And why are you spending time on this and stuff like that? I'm like, well, now, because it's part of my job now. But but back then, it's just so, he's a case study. I know when people have said this 1,000 times, he is a interesting case study. And so are, the dents as well. Because, like, how can you, he's literally just not that long ago, the Cammy situation.
Ooh.
Okay.
Shout out to Cammy.
Right. Shout out to Cammy, right?
I'm a Cammy main. Let's just say that. I'm a fan.
Of course, Akuma. But
Right.
but Cammy beats him, and somebody just say, hey man, this Cammy is pretty good or decent or what have you, paraphrasing. No, she's not. Shut up. You know what I mean? And
she does nothing but mash, jab.
Yeah. So
right?
it's like, I guess,
bad matchup.
Yeah. So it's like to the dents. I guess it's one of those abusive relationships. It seems like they're gonna have to see it. They're gonna have to be the ones, because you can't talk them out of it.
Right.
Be like, you know what? I think actually there's something wrong with Phil. I don't think I need to be here anymore. But until then, they're like, oh, you're right, Phil. Yes, she's not that good. You're right.
Right.
It's that abusive boyfriend cycle.
Exactly.
Right.
He goes crazy. He lashes out, and then he kind of dials it back and goes, look, I was. He doesn't really say I was wrong, but he'll kind of like say in a backwards kind of way, she shouldn't have beat me so bad, and it was hot inside, and Jasper was like biting the cables, and,
Yep, exactly.
and my wife, my wife is
My mom, I love that.
it's always everybody else's problem, or it's always everybody else's thing but his. And to Mark's point, it's a case study, because now, thanks to Phil, I'm able to see that type of narcissistic style, like cult speak style behavior in other people, and I know how to like identify it and then navigate around it. So here we go again. I will give Phil a dub when it is warranted, and thanks to Phil, I'm now able to see this type of behavior in other people and react to it appropriately, which is get away from me with that. I'm not selling for that.
I know, Lori, you posted something on Twitter. I think it was yesterday when the headband got thrown off, and I'm done dressing up and acting like a 4-year-old.
Enough of this.
And then it was right back on the next day. I'm like,
he had that on. He had the bison hat.
Yeah.
It's an interesting number. 6 million.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I just paid you to put this crap on, and you're taking it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
where's our reward?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? They'll be back. They'll be back the next day to give them some more money. The same 4 or 5 people. I mean, I'm being too generous. The same 3 or 4 people. I mean, that channel is being propped up by at least just 1 or 2 people. I don't know how he was able to do. That's what makes me so mad about
That's
that.
crazy, right?
He had it all. He had all this money. He rode the wave of YouTube when it was profitable. I mean, you could still make very good money off of it. That's what I'm trying to do. But to be able to come from such heights and then just blow it all, to just screw it all up. And now, like, there was I'm sure we all know that one DSP song where it was it's on a bunch of duty streams intros, and if you listen to the whole song, I'm sorry if I forgot who did it, but there's so many talented musical style artists out
there's
there.
a lot of great songs out there.
But there was this one cut where it was a morph cut, and it was him 15 years ago with the fat round face and the short hair or whatever, and then it morphed to him modern day. And the way that the song was playing and like the crescendo of it, and just him morphing into that old, like decrepit version of himself, it's like, bro, what are we doing here? What is going on? It's just if it wasn't so funny, I'd be kind of sad.
Yeah.
Mark, what is your over under that DSP did the push-ups off screen legitimately?
Oh
yeah.
The flow, Dark Syde Phil. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't think he did. One day you can't move the camera, but the next day like you can, and you know what I mean? Like, dude, no, like it's like the guys with that being said says he does one thing and he'll chalk that up to I used to do this back in the day, but he did it one time. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Oh, when I used to lift weights like one day or something like that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, stuff like that. So it still has yet to be seen. I give him 10. But not. No.
I give it 1.
It was literally the next stream. If I'm mistaken, please correct me. I'm
a
fallible human.
It was like, I believe.
Like, oh my god! So on my morning streams, I like to promote a healthy mental and physical lifestyle with the dancing, and then of course, every 5 songs or every song that I fail, I drop and I do 10 kettlebell squats and I do 10 push-ups. I make sure that everybody could see my happy butt down on the floor, straight back, all the way down, chest touching the ground, pushing it back up. And sometimes I mess up and I wait until like 10 songs have passed. And so I said, you know what? I'm not going to cheapen it. We're going to do 20. And one of my friends that's actually chilling in the chat right here, Deus Marinette. Yep, the one dropping Mitsu-chan in the chat.
Okay, right here. There we go.
She makes sure that we keep up on this stuff. And so just this morning, actually, I had to drop and do 20. And I mean, I do it at least I'm gonna say about 10 times a stream every Monday through Friday when I do my Step Mania streams, and it takes a lot out of you, and I do it a lot. So there ain't no way that this dude got up, and you know how he gets up,
The stretch. Oh, let me stretch my back. Yeah.
Ain't no way he did none of them push-ups, bro. Ain't
Yeah.
no way.
King Be Cruel says, "Did you see him stand up? He stood up so good after the 2 weeks of power walking."
I power walked
Yes.
to my mailbox,
The
dude.
mailbox and on back in the gated community. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think if he would have come back and been like, you know what, guys, I could only do 12. I can't, 20. Like, because let's say if you haven't done push-ups in 15 years, are you gonna be able to knock out 20 in 30 seconds? No. Especially when you're a hermit, right? Like you're definitely not gonna be able. I could probably knock out 20 in about a minute right now, but not. And that's just me, like that's my honest, but it was just, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing with him. He thinks everybody's an idiot, you know what I'm saying? But it's him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he could pull the wool over his dense eyes, and I mean it in the most like positive and meaningful style possible. But like, bro, if he thinks that he can get one over on us, like, come on, get out of here with that.
Goat says that they used to do the COD workout after each match. Do as many push-ups as you get in kills. If the kills are below 10, you do them by multiples of 2. That's a good way to be competitive and like get a workout in.
I like that.
I think that's something that we can all. I think that would be a good stream. Shit, that might be. If you lose a Street, for me, the only games I still play right now because of my time constraints are Street Fighter 6 and I play Overwatch. Those are the only 2 games I'm kind of I play Street Fighter 6 more than anything right now. I don't think I've ever come across DSP in a lobby. If I have, I haven't noticed because the connection might have just lagged out and gotten away. But
I've been trying, dude. I've been trying.
I have played Maximilian before in Street Fighter 3, and he kicked the crap out of me, though.
Big ups to Maximilian. I love Maximilian. Yeah.
Side note, though, this whole thing about, gamers and the stigma that comes with being a gamer, all this stuff, this right here, I think it counters that, so we're working out as we're gaming, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Oh, let me put that way. Not trying to brandish a gun on the stream.
Yeah. Lor, I know you've been doing this. Your legacy has been going on for 19 years now. Would you say that forming the Detractors has maybe sparked a new, like, reinvigorated you? I want to use a big word here. Reinvigorated your wrestling career, maybe?
Well, first off, I want to say thank you for even mentioning a legacy because, bro, it not up until this point here where I tag team with Mark Brule that I've ever gotten quite the reaction and reception that we have before. I love my former tag team partner, Diego Cruz. I love my former tag team partners throughout my entire career. I appreciate everything that any promoter has done for me that put me on their shows. But it wasn't until me and Mark linked up and we cut that promo that we really took off. I've been trying for such a long time to get something that will get people to talk about us, and not just like, as a vain type of way, but as a professional wrestler. If you don't have a group of people behind you, then you're just filling air that could be used for somebody else that could potentially use that spot in a better way. When it comes to the MCW Pro Wrestling Tag Division, when it comes to its entire roster, you have people that are constantly sending in their material and saying, hey, can I get put on your show? You have people that have, gone away and want to come back. There's going to be an entire litany of people that want to be put on these shows, and it's cutthroat. I say it every time. The tag division is cutthroat. We have a lot of hungry young talent. We got a bunch of established talent, and it's very lonely at the top. But to be able to say with Mark that we actually finally got something, that people are talking about and people are resonating with. I'm just so happy that I'm able to share this experience with Mark. And I told him from the beginning, I said, I've been doing this for a really long time. A big part of being a professional wrestler or being in any profession when you're performing or taking a spot is, you have to allow your peers to shine as well. There's a little meaning where there are some people where, unfortunately, they're really looking out for themselves. They're only pitching ideas for themselves. They're only trying to get themselves over on the shows. And I really wanted to go into this with the mindset. I want to present Mark Brutal as like a legitimate presence and really make this about showcasing him. And I just want to be along for the ride. I want to, help him navigate everything that goes with professional wrestling. There's a lot that a lot of people don't know in the world of professional wrestling. You'll work with people that you don't like, that a lot of people don't like, but it's business. You have to be the professional in this business. And, sometimes you come across people that won't listen. And if you can't coach them, if you're uncoachable, then you're dead weight and we can't use you. Mark, his ears are open, his mouth is shut, and I don't even have to ever think he's going to be like one of those. And Taurus earlier said, I think if we're talking about DSP, he's a yeah, but person. If you're a yeah, but person, that's not good. Mark ain't that. If you're a yeah, but person, if I'm trying to tell you, hey, you need to maybe do this or that or whatever, and then they go, yeah, but that's a wrap. Mark's never been like that. He's been the complete and total opposite. And then I think the fact that we both, see DSP as the person that he is really helps with that, because he knows that I know that if he's trying to put one over on me, it ain't going to happen. But you know what? Even if he did and he hasn't, I can't check him like physically. I could say, hey, but maybe not be a good idea. He might collect my arm next. So, I got to make sure that Mark, I got to get on his good side. So I'm glad that I'm tag teaming with him. But anyways, long story short, I apologize for the tangent. Yeah, Mark has been an exemplary student. He's been listening. He's a sponge. And I can't wait to see the heights that he can ascend to, not only in MCW pro wrestling, but professional wrestling in general.
Yeah, well, thank you for those nice and robust words there. Very hype. But no, it's like Diaz is saying. One thing about me, coming from martial arts background, like you always respect, the instructor, and that's kind of like. In this business here, that's kind of like what Diaz is, right? Like you said, keep the mouth shut. Like you got one mouth and two ears for one reason. You know what I mean? So listen to him. And exactly, he always want my input. Like even on our theme song, our entrance, everything. Are you cool with this? Are you cool with this? And I was just like, whoa, this is happening really fast. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds good to me. Yeah. So he's definitely asked my opinions a lot. Sometimes I hope I don't frustrate him by not giving a lot of feedback. Like, God, I gotta pick everything. I'm asking him, he's just giving me nothing because I'm like, I'm still learning. But no, yeah. So I just try to. I carry my mindset in martial arts. I carry it from there to here and pretty much everywhere I go. Like there's a saying that goes, the empty can makes the loudest noise. So by me trying to be loud and say everything and be a yeah, but person, they're like, but not listening to what I need to hear and things of that nature, you won't get far in anything. That's just life. So, sometimes, gotta close that mouth and listen and fill your can up, just sit there and just get the information in. But no, thanks for those words. I hope I'm doing right by you and things of that nature. And yeah, man, I'm just doing my best here.
Yeah, my wife and I were actually, excuse me. My wife and I were actually having a conversation before we came on about, she does a lot of behind the scenes work with me at the show. She works the cameras and she's got stuff going on and helps me get set up and stuff like that. But she's highly invested into the indie shows that we go to. And we were talking about how many great talents there are, but sometimes they just need that one thing, right? To like jumpstart everything. I feel like the formation of the Detractors has not only given you guys a lot of buzz out there, but also has given your guys just that freedom and like, I don't know, that fire and that funness that comes with what professional wrestling should be, that you're getting to take these two worlds and mash them together, and that you're just going to go out there and just, go out there and just have a great time by implementing, being able to play off stuff, even if nobody else is in on the joke, right. You guys are in on the joke as well too. Is what's important. But you'll have fun with it and people will start to catch on to it. And I just think it's maybe that spark that really will elevate you guys, because you could be the most talented, quote unquote grappling wrestler in the world, but if you don't have something to catch the people's attention, like,
yep, that's what he tells me all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on a side note, I meant to give a big ups to also Diego Cruz too.
Yep, big ups Diego.
Big ups to him as well. Yep.
Well, is there any cool shows or events that you guys got coming on here soon?
I'm glad you asked. Coming up very soon, in fact. I want to make sure I got this date right, so let me just go ahead and scan this correctly. The Shane Shamrock Memorial Cup is coming up at the legendary RJ Meyer Arena. My apologies, I'm looking at my phone like a scrub. You never do that when you're on stream. You never do that. It's a July show. I do believe it's the 13th of July, if I'm not mistaken. We have a tournament. It's an annual thing. We take the best homegrown talent from the MCW Pro Wrestling Training Center, and then we bring in a whole bunch of fresh new faces that we haven't seen in the RJ Meyer Arena. And pretty much we celebrate the career and the life of Shane Shamrock, who was our last, if I remember this correctly, MCW Cruiserweight champion. He was, I think, the only Cruiserweight champion. I don't know. My apologies. We have a guy on our production team. He knows all of the MCW lore. I unfortunately have fallen on my head way too many times to remember these things properly.
Literally
Saturday, July
on your head too many times. Yes.
Very, very true. And one of our main events, this side to the tournament itself, AEW superstar and a graduate of the MCW Pro Wrestling Training Center, Khan from AEW / Ring of Honor, will be challenging DeMarcus Kane for the MCW Heavyweight Championship. Our former last year Shane Shamrock Memorial Cup winner, Miami Mike. Bro, Miami Mike's special, bro.
I saw him wrestle in Philadelphia during Mania weekend. He's part of the post-workout, the tag team, if I'm not correct, right?
Yep, post game. I
post game.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Yeah, not post workout. Post game. Yes, I saw them wrestle up in Philly twice at 2 shows. Man, those guys they're solid. They're really good.
Absolutely. The MCW Training Center has produced a lot of notable names in the world of professional wrestling. Leo Rush, of course, Jessica Carr, who you will see as a referee on WWE. And I mean, you're going to see a couple of people in this tournament that you're probably going to see on TV really soon. Our MCW Tag Team Champions, Tim Spriggs and Spencer Slade. Hey, look, I mean, I like to think that we're pretty good, but they're great. And the fact that they're champions is all the proof that you need. Guaranteed that you're going to see those 2 guys on TV real soon. In fact, Spencer Slade is now signed to NWA.
Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him wrestle down here in Fort Lauderdale for NWA tapings back in January. Yeah. Yeah, he's got the whole physique. He's got he's a complete package, that's for sure.
And behind all that, very cool dude too. Yeah.
Very cool dude. Yeah. He's very, very kind and generous, and he'll always take the time to look you in the eye. Here's the thing. There's a lot of people, you know the deal. You go around, you shake everybody's hand.
Always, yeah.
It's good business, right? Spencer will look you in the eye and have a conversation with you every time. And the backstage chaos that happens in a wrestling show all the time, he will stop whatever's going on and talk to you, and he'll reminisce about the things that we talked about beforehand. And so a fellow just an all-around good guy. I can't say enough good things about Spencer Slade. And it's just not him. It's just we have an entire roster stacked full of incredible talent, like the Mecca, formerly known as Brian Johnson. The creative mind that he has is absolutely incredible. Our MCW Pro Wrestling Rage TV champion, Miles Hawkins. He's gone. He's taken that championship into a new Renaissance era. He's been representing MCW proudly everywhere he goes. Alex Devine. He is another graduate of the training center, high flyer, incredible. Our women's champion, Gia Scott, proudly representing the brand everywhere she goes. And we even have a couple of fresh faces showing up, like Spencer. I'm sorry, not Spencer Slade, Chris Slade. He's making his MCW Shane Shamrock Memorial Cup debut, where he actually performed for us before and impressed everybody so much that they invited him back. And so all it takes is just one opportunity. I was talking to Mark before all this, and you know, just being like kind of like, I'm not trying to steal Jericho's thing, but like the learning tree stuff of it. I always like to tell people, hey, always speak fondly of your peers, because you never know who's going to be coming up and who's going to reach down to pull you up. Even if somebody is a jerk or not a professional or has, you know, just whatever. If you don't align with what they do, you have to be the professional, and you have to, you know, do business. You have to do business. And so whenever you speak on anybody that's on your roster or any other wrestler out there or any talent out there, this includes, you know, production, this includes camera people, this includes announcers. Just be the professional. If you got something that you if you have a strong negative opinion about these people, keep them to yourself, because you never know. You may not know the whole story, or you may have that person backstage somewhere or in the ear of somebody that could potentially get you a position of prominence. But if they go, I don't know, this guy, it's kind of a little mouthy about that, let's you don't want to do that. Sorry, tangent again.
No, that's okay. You mentioned two names on there, and I'll give myself a plug. You guys can check out interviews with Gia Scott and Chris Slade on Toned In Entertainment. I interviewed them both when I was up in Jersey for Mania weekend as well, too, at 5 Star Pro Wrestling. They were up there wrestling that night. Same night, interviewed them both back to back. So really cool. Chris Slade is awesome. I love that dude. He's super talented and definitely doing great things.
That's what the kids call a get. That's what they call it.
Well, is there anything else you guys want to touch on during this meaningful podcast?
One thing it says random thought, but him playing Street Fighter and the stuff that he says and call these people like his opponents and stuff. I just had a thought like, dude, if we were on the couch doing this and he's sitting right there, dude, just smacking the dog crap out of him. You know what I mean? Like, you could, but then again, he's smart enough to know, like, I would have gave him the ass whooping that Job was going to give him. You know what I mean? You know, you can't. He knows he can't get away with just saying that stuff to, you know, in people's faces. But,
so he wouldn't be able just to show up in DX crotch chop and run away.
No. He'd be hiding in the bathroom real quick.
That's one of my favorite like just little like lore pieces is we're gonna fight, we're gonna throw down, but then I told him, like, let's just fool everybody and DX thing, and
we're not getting off that easy.
Marionette in the chat is so true with it. DSP is a coward. He talks a big game across the internet, but yeah, if it was real life, bro, it ain't gonna happen the same way. I mean, even when he was hanging out with Brian, he kind of like kept it to himself. And obviously, what was what? I apologize for saying this out loud. What did he say? A basketball style American? Like, what?
Oh my God. Yeah, it was something.
I apologize. I'm just saying what he said. I'm not saying it.
His words, not ours. Yeah.
Right. I felt kind of bad saying it, but like,
well, guys,
and that's the thing too. That's the thing too. As a professional wrestler, I'm sorry. Let me get
go for it. No, go for it.
As a professional wrestler, what I always tell other people is, if, all right, let's just say me and Mark are challenging capital punishment for the MCW Tag Team Championships. I'm not going to come out here and say, oh, they're bums, oh, they're trash, XYZ, whatever. I would be the one to say these guys are killers. Tim Spriggs is a legitimate jiu-jitsu world champion. Spencer Slade, built like a Greek god and an absolute killer when it comes to submission style holds. I'm going to put those guys over because if we beat them, my apologies, Mark, if we beat them for the tag champions, we just beat some bums if I said that they were bums, right? But if we put them over like they're killers and then we beat them for the MCW Tag Team Championships, well, hey, guess what? Now we're the killers. We're the killers of the killers, right? So when he sits there and says, "Oh, this Cammy's trash, this Cammy's a bum," well, that bum just beat your ass. So like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. So thank God he's not a wrestler.
That's such a great analogy there. It's like, if somebody worse than you beats you, that's not good.
Right.
Goat wants to know where they can catch the match again.
I'm glad you asked, Go. Thank you so much, and always appreciate your support. So MCW Pro Wrestling on YouTube is our YouTube channel. You can find all of our live events. It's behind a paywall, unfortunately. However, you will from time to time see free matches released onto the page. You'll actually see some of my past tag team matches with Diego Cruz on there. You'll see an entire litany of names such as like, oh my goodness, like I'm going to have to get a broom to sweep up all these names I'm going to drop. But let's just say, just go to the site, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell them, hey, you want to see more of the Detractors because Breakthrough was our coming out, our debut, and it's only onwards and upwards from there. I'd appreciate everybody just checking it out and letting them know, because engage with the content. Leave a comment for the algorithm, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw I was, I think, subscriber 498 to your channel, Lor, and I saw you hit that 502. I think you were at today or something like that. So congratulations! It's so hard to get people to subscribe to the channels. It is crazy. They'll watch it.
I'll tell you what,
I get like 10,000 views every 2 days, and like I don't have 10,000 subscribers though.
This is the crazy thing, dude. Like ever since the Detractors have kind of like taken off, like I was doing DSP videos. I've been live streaming for years now, but I just recently started doing it kind of seriously. And if it wasn't for people like Chill Murray or Duty Streams, or That Being Said, or any of the legends out there, any of the mainstays, y'all just like retweet my stuff and say, hey, let's get this guy to 500. Nerd Brew, like all of y'all. Dashfire, from day one, Dashfire has been putting over our stuff on their channel all the time, and like I feel bad. I'm like drawing blanks when it comes to everybody that's been supporting. Let's just say all of y'all are legends. Kind of Sav, she picked up on the fact that I was like vague posting one day saying, man, this stuff ain't really working, maybe I should stop. She goes, nah, the hell with all that, check out this guy right here. And I'll be danged if the numbers went up. And I'm the type of person that looks at these numbers constantly. I mean, I'm sure you do as well. And it just filled my heart with joy to see we finally reached the 500 sub goal. And now we only have to clear about 600 hours worth of watch time, which we can do. I know we can do it thanks to each and every one of you. So big ups and thank you to everybody that has supported us so far.
Yep, you're all legends.
Definitely. Well, where can guys watch all your quality content at? Where should they follow you guys at?
Mark, go ahead. You got anything?
Oh, well, just me personally. You can just follow me on the Instagram at Mark Brutal. Simple. Yeah, that's where I do my stuff at. And right now.
Yeah, everybody, I need everybody to go to Mark Brutal's Instagram, blow it up. Let's get him some numbers right there. Let's get him some numbers right there. I got to pay it forward because you guys have been so kind to me. So I've been trying to showcase my streams like you were talking about, Tony, on Twitch and on YouTube. I dual stream literally every weekday morning. I play Step Mania for about 2 hours, 9, 10 o'clock a.m. to noon every morning. We have a rich, robust community of people. King Be Cruel and Deus Marionette, and I see Goat stopping by sometimes. I see a lot of people dropping by and saying hello and going, "Oh my goodness, this song! I remember this." There's a lot of Detractor DDR overlap that I never knew existed, and I love each and every one of you for that. So yeah, check out my channel right here. This is what I'm trying to put all of my TLC, Tender Love and Care, into youtube.com/BM2KX. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Lor_Diaz. But just to make things easier, you can always just Google BM2KX and you can cyberstalk me at your leisure at all the links provided.
Now, my DoorDash is about 5 minutes away from getting here. So before we do that, one last question. They did mention on that being said about, they would love to do a Detractor Con and have you guys wrestle on that show. Would that be something you guys would love to do?
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to speak for Mark Brutal here, but I would love, we actually did a little challenge on one episode of That Being Said. I said, let's go ahead and get DSP in a steel cage match, but I want to do it one better. It's Mark Brutal, the brutal one, Mark Brutal, the Cruisador Supreme, Lor Diaz versus Dark Syde Phil and Review Tech USA in a steel cage match. Let's go. I tried to press the applause button on my Steam Deck Review Tech USA style, but I ain't got it like that, so I apologize.
Yeah.
I think the only match he's having is like a cream corn match. Like that's about it.
Which is it's very sad though. I used to I like Rich, man. Like
I used to rock with them too, bro. What happened?
His reviews of tech back, at least I did of tech back in the day, and with like the news clips and stuff like that he would do was pretty interesting. But
I used to rock with them heavy, man. I don't know what happened, man. It's I couldn't tell you.
That's another story for another day. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure chatting with you tonight, and thank you guys for both taking time out of your busy schedules and real life situations as humans on planet Earth. I do appreciate you guys stopping by and spending an hour and 16 minutes here tonight. So, and is there anything else that you guys want to touch on before we wrap up for the night?
Mark?
No, just keep things very hype and very robust.
Big ups, everybody. Thank you all so much for supporting us, and trust me, the best is yet to come.
Absolutely. King Be Cruel says, great stream, my dudes. King Be Cruel, thank you so much for dropping by. That's for sure. And Dark Wind said he enjoyed the show. We do appreciate everybody who came by for the positive stream tonight. And guys, if you haven't already, hit that red subscribe button so you can stay tuned in here to Tone In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.